here is Harris's proposal for more stringent asylum regulations. Axios has heard that on Friday, Vice President Harris will advocate for a new crackdown to deter illegal border crossings and suggest an extension of President Biden's asylum limitations. The significance: while visiting the Arizona border, Harris will suggest a strategy in response to Republican claims that she and the Biden administration have taken a too permissive stance on illegal immigration. Two sources familiar with Harris's intentions said that she would pledge to increase prosecutions of individuals who cross the border illegally, including the possibility of felony charges for repeat offenders, in addition to extending regulations that make it harder for migrants to qualify for asylum. She advocated for the decriminalization of border crossings when running for president in 2019, therefore this is a significant shift from her attitude on immigration. Focus: according to three people familiar with the plans, Harris is keen on extending the duration of the current asylum restrictions imposed by the Biden administration. This is despite the fact that Biden's original plan had intended to phase them out as border crossings fall. As of June, when Biden's policy went into effect, individuals who enter the country illegally during migration surges will no longer be able to apply for asylum. But there are a few exclusions for humanitarian reasons. The specifics: with his new plan, Harris wants to keep the daily average of border crossings below 1,500 for at least a few weeks before he lifts the limits. We are currently planning to lift the asylum limitations 2 weeks after the average daily border crossings drop below 1,500. The measure is scheduled to be made more permanent by the Biden administration next week, which means that the average number of daily border crossings will be limited to 1,500 for 28 days until they are lifted. According to one source, Harris's proposal would extend beyond the initial 28 days. To make matters worse, the administration will start adding all unaccompanied youngsters who cross the border to that daily quota, thus complicating the already tough task of returning to the previous, more accessible asylum procedure. Taken in context, Harris's plan represents her most recent attempt, during her presidential campaign, to straddle the political spectrum, away from her more liberal stances of yesteryear. "I know what a crime looks like," she declared on the Senate floor during her time as a senator representing California. "Just so you know, an undocumented immigrant isn't a bad guy." While participating in a 2019 presidential debate, Harris shared the view of her fellow Democratic contenders that illegal border crossers should not face criminal charges. Compared to the last bipartisan border deal, which Republicans vetoed, and which Democrats have promoted throughout their campaigns this year, Harris's new proposal for asylum limitations is more stringent. In response to President Biden's announcement of fresh, decisive executive actions to protect the border on June 4, a representative from the White House informed Axios that interactions between ports of entry have decreased by more than 50% and are currently at their lowest level in years. An official from the White House said Axios that the government is currently maintaining a tight-lipped position about the asylum laws and has no new announcements to make.